Hello, friends. Sleep Tight Stories, Sleep Tight Relax, and Sleep Tight Science are now available to play on Story Button, the device that makes it easy to listen to our shows and more without having to use a phone or tablet. This month, you can save $10 at storybutton.com when you use the code SLEEPTIGHT. Story Button, the home of imagination. Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. Every week, we celebrate our supporters through shoutouts and personal birthday messages. We think this is also a fun way for us to hear about all the amazing places that you, our listeners, come from. Before we get to our shoutouts, I wanted to thank Adeline, Kai, and Roxy, who were selected by chance to appear in our latest Bernice story. Happy belated birthday to Mimi and Lulu, who turned 6 and 4 on March 5th and 7th. Mommy, Daddy, Gus, and Pumpkin love you both and are so very proud of you. Happy belated birthday to Henry from Pennsylvania, who turned 6 on March 9th. Mommy, Daddy, Tina, and the chickens, turkeys love you very much. Happy 9th birthday to Cole Davis from Farmington, Utah, who had a birthday on March 8th. You are such an amazing and fun kid. We feel so lucky to have you in our family and love you so much. Happy belated birthday to Vaughn in Edmonton, who turned 11 on March 10th, from Mom, Dad, and Micah. Happy belated birthday to Seon in Manchester, England, who turned 3 on March 10th. Loads of love from your elder sister, Sonomika, who you call Gaga. Happy belated birthday to Willow in Ann Arbor, Michigan, who turned 6 on March 10th. And a special happy belated birthday to Honor in Port Chalmers, New Zealand, who turned 10 on March 6, which was also her 1-month diaversary. Mom and Dad, Big Brother Ari, Yuki the dog, and Mr. Pickles the cat love your bravery and strength. Happy birthday to Noah, who is turning 6 on March 12th. Mom, Dad, and the cats love you so much. Happy birthday to Gemma, who is turning 6 on March 12th. Mommy loves you and feels so lucky to be your mom. Happy birthday to Theo, who is turning 6 on March 12th. Mommy, Daddy, Evie, and your whole family love you so much. Happy birthday to Alexa Fowler in Newfoundland, who is turning 7 on March 13th, with lots of love from Mom, Dad, and sister Audrey. Happy birthday to Samir, who has a birthday on March 13th. Papa and Mama love you a lot. Happy birthday to Callie, who is turning 10 on March 14th. Mom, Dad, and Addie are proud of the kind, hard-working girl you are. Happy birthday to Quinn in Albany, New York, who is turning 6 on April 16th. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, and Harper. Never stop smiling because your smile lights up the world. And happy birthday to Lucy, who is turning 8 on March 16th. Thank you for being such an amazing daughter and sister and bringing so much happy to our lives. Whammy, Mr. Fungus, Enoch, and Daniel all love you very much. Happy birthday to you all. Now, on to our story. Bernice is home, and it is a very rainy, wet day. After she gets undressed and goes to the kitchen, Papa Bear wonders why she looks so glum. As they talk about her day and all the things that happened, Bernice tells Papa Bear about the new friends that she made at school. Bernice's friend Gertrude gets teased. "Hi, Papa and Cookie. I'm home," Bernice said, a little quieter than normal, as she came in through the front door of their small house. She shook herself off, sending water everywhere, and sat down to take off her rubber boots, which were almost as stubborn as her snow boots. As she was taking her boots off, Cookie came to greet her, but seeing how wet Bernice was, she didn't get very close. "Hi, Cookie. I guess you can see that I am covered in water. It's super, super wet outside. I think it is raining hard enough to fill 1 billion buckets, so you probably don't want to rub up against me." Cookie replied with a purr. "Did you miss me today, Cookie? I had a good day at school today, but my bus ride wasn't very fun." "Guess what? We talked about you in science class today, so I learned all about you from a science point of view. I learned that you are so flexible because you have a unique collarbone that doesn't connect with other bones, but is attached to your muscles. Isn't that cool, Cookie?" "I'm in the kitchen, little bear. Don't forget to hang up your jacket. I bet you are wet today," Papa Bear said in his usual really deep voice. "Yeah, Papa. It's raining like there's no tomorrow. I thought I might have to swim home, it was raining so much," Bernice said as she hung up her jacket and started to walk into the kitchen, where the smell of delicious cookies was even stronger. Bernice plopped down on a chair at the kitchen table and sighed. "You look a little under the weather today. Was everything okay at school? Or has all this rain put you in a bad mood?" Papa Bear said as he put some warm chocolate chip cookies on a plate. "School was okay, Papa, and I have lots of things to share, I guess. Mostly that I made some new friends and Bobby told a funny joke and stuff. But the bus drive home was not as much fun as usual," Bernice said quietly. "Okay. Why don't you wash your hands while I get you some steamed milk I made for us to share? I think having some cookies and milk is a great way to start talking about things," Papa Bear said. "Yeah," Bernice said with a smile. "Your cookies are super awesome, Papa, and you're pretty awesome too." "Haha, I'm glad to hear that," Papa Bear sat down and asked. "So, why the long face today?" "Well, we have a bunch of new kids today at school. I think many kids recently moved or something, and that is pretty cool because our group made some new friends, and some of them even shared their lunch at lunchtime. But there were some new kids on the bus today, and they weren't very nice." "What happened, little bear?" Papa Bear asked, looking concerned. "Bobby and I always wear pretty much the same clothes all the time because we think t-shirts, hoodies, and jeans and stuff are super cool. He has been wearing a lot of robot stuff lately, and I think what I wear is nice and comfy, especially my jeans, which have been painted all over from art class. But Gertrude is different. She likes to wear super flowery stuff with lots of colors and always something different every day. She even likes pink, Papa. But some new boys on the bus today were mean because she dresses differently. They said some rude words and stuff, which made Gertrude sad. So Bobby and I got upset too. It's fun to be different, right, Papa?" "Being different is great. It would be a boring world if we were all the same, little bear. And I think Gertrude likes to express herself with what she wears, which is really wonderful." "Yeah, Papa. She paints super flowery flowers and draws nice stuff. She really understands the stories we read in class better than we do. I help her with math, and she helps me with English sometimes. I was just sad when those boys were mean. So Bobby and I told them it wasn't nice and they stopped, but it still upset me to see Gertrude sad." "I'm sorry that this happened, little bear, but I think you and Bobby did the right thing in helping your friend. I'll send a note to the teacher who looks after the bus to let her know what happened." "It wasn't super serious, Papa. I think they were just trying to be funny, but I don't think Gertrude liked the joke. Even Bobby and I tease each other sometimes, but we always say sorry and stop if it isn't funny anymore." You and Bobby are good friends, so you know what jokes are okay and what aren't. Remember, you guys have been angry at each other in the past. Yeah, but we made up. Do you want to hear the joke Bobby told us at lunchtime? Bernice asked. I guess so, Papa Bear said with a smile. Okay, so what's invisible and smells like carrots? Bernice asked. I have no idea, Papa Bear replied. Bunny farts. Is it funny, Papa? No one laughed at lunchtime, so I think Bobby was disappointed. He said he would think of one for later, but he forgot. Papa Bear laughed. At least he tried. So what about the rest of your day? Well, because it was raining so much, we talked about the hydrological cycle again in science. We also talked about Cookie and why she is so flexible. English was fun and stuff, but Papa, we made some new friends today. These kids just moved here from away and are starting at our school super late. I think they must be very brave to walk into a school full of strangers and make friends. Anyway, we met them in class, but a few of them joined us for lunch. One's name is Adeline, and she was very nice. She really likes to go to the movies like Bobby and I do. Do you think we could invite her sometime, Papa? Since she is new, she might not have many friends yet, and Bobby and I could be her friends, I think. That's nice of you, little bear. I can reach out to Adeline's parents and say hello, and then we can see if that's something they might be interested in, Papa Bear said. Bobby was really nice to the new students too, and invited them to join some of our groups. I think Adeline will help us with a science project. And another new student who has a super cool name, Roxy, will join too. They both seem super smart. And guess what, Papa? One of our new friends has a name just like the story you tell me sometimes at bedtime. Her name is Kai, and she comes from really far away, but I don't remember where. Kai will join our English group because she likes long stories. Gertrude and her sat together at lunchtime, so maybe they will be good friends too. It's great to meet some new friends, little bear, and starting in a new school is hard, especially when it's so late in the year. I'm glad you and Bobby are making them feel welcome. That's the right thing to do. Why don't you finish your cookies and milk while I start dinner? Okay, Papa. I have some homework to do today, too. Will you be able to help me if I need it? Of course, little bear. It's that time, Papa, Bernice said as she crawled into her bed and got cozy with her friends, Twigga, Wolfie, and Madeline. And what time is that, little bear? Replied Papa Bear. Could it be time for a story? I think I would like it if you told me a story. I love your stories and your cookies. I could tell you a story about a cookie. How would that sound? That might be too silly, Papa, but you could try. Or maybe a story about Boo Boo and Kai Kai going looking for a long-lost cookie recipe and discovering a forest full of chocolate chips. So instead of apple trees, it could be chocolate chip trees? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Papa Bear said with a big yawn. I think so, Bernice said with a yawn. Cookie, where are you? Just then, Cookie jumped up on Bernice's bed, gave Bernice a headbutt, and curled up to have a nap. Did you do all the things you need to do before bed? I had a super soapy bath, put on my favorite pajamas, brushed my teeth, and even did some stretches. Did you put your wet clothes in the laundry? I hung them up, Papa, just like Mama asked. Are you comfy? Yes, Papa. How about Twigga, Wolfie, and Madeline? Are they ready for a story too? They said they are ready, and Cookie looks ready too. Okay, give me a hug and a kiss and I'll tell you a short story. Thank you, Papa. Once upon a time, in a world full of magic and fun, there lived a brave little bear named Boo Boo. She lived in a large castle at the edge of a mystical forest. And in this forest there were unicorns, fairies, gnomes, and all manner of insects, birds, and animals. It was a wonderful place. Her best friend was a young dragon called Kai Kai, and they liked to play as much as they could. The kingdom they lived in was full of people who lived in the meadows, those who lived in the hills, and those who lived in the forest. And they all lived in harmony. On this day, Boo Boo and Kai Kai were setting out to find a hidden waterfall that had been largely forgotten about, but Bixie the gnome had mentioned it during one of his many stories. The Rainbow Waterfall was supposed to be a magical place where it was said that waters of every color flowed, creating a stream of water that looked like the rainbows you might see in the sky. Should we fly today or try to walk through the forest via the hidden paths? Kai Kai asked. Maybe we should walk. Would you mind? I know you like to fly because you are so big and are always hitting your head on the trees, Boo Boo said, laughing. It's a good thing I have a thick head, Kai Kai said with his version of a smile. Do you think the rumors are true? What rumors? Boo Boo asked, not sure what Kai Kai was talking about, but sensed that it had something to do with food. Well, one of the kids in Bixie's class said they heard the waterfall had multicolored chocolate trees nearby. I've never had blue or pink chocolate before, and I know I will be starving soon. Haha, Kai Kai, you are always starving. I guess we will just have to go and find out. Walking through the forest, they encountered a group of pixies who had lost their way. These pixies were unlike any they had seen before. Their wings were usually translucent, but these pixies' wings were all a different color. Can you help us find our way back to the great tree just beyond the shimmering rock? Asked the smallest pixie. Boo Boo and Kai Kai, though eager to reach the Rainbow Waterfall, nodded and said, I think we have flown over your home many times. It should be no problem to help you find your way. As they led the pixies home, they were amazed at their unique ability to speak with the plants as they went. Neither Boo Boo nor Kai Kai knew that pixies had this ability. Once the pixies were safely home, they thanked Boo Boo and Kai Kai and offered to feed them some of their delicious treats when they had time to visit. Kai Kai's stomach started to make noises. We better go, Kai Kai, before the noise from your stomach scares all the pixies in the forest, Boo Boo said with a laugh. Continuing towards the waterfall, they soon reached a wide river that seemed impossible to walk across. I guess we could fly across, but there really isn't much of a landing spot on the other side, Kai Kai said. I don't want you to get hurt by a branch if I don't land so well. As they decided what to do, Marina, a mermaid whose scales shimmered in every shade of blue and green, noticed their dilemma and offered to help them cross. With her guidance, they navigated the waters, marveling at the world beneath the waves, a world so different from their own, yet full of magic. As they reached the other side, Marina spoke. I hope you have a safe trip. Have a sweet treat for me. Finally, after walking for another cycle under the shade of the large green trees, Boo Boo and Kai Kai arrived at the Rainbow Waterfall, hidden from above by large leafy trees. It was even more beautiful than they had imagined. The water flowed in many different colors, with each hue representing a different element of the kingdom. Looking after the waterfall were creatures of every kind, their differences blending together as they worked towards their common goal. What soon caught Kai-Kai's attention were the incredible trees growing all around them, growing sweets and chocolates instead of traditional fruits. "Look, Boo-Boo," Kai-Kai exclaimed, pointing at a tree dripping with chocolate. "Have you ever seen a tree like that?" "Not like that. The chocolate trees are close, but these look really special. And look over there." Boo-Boo gestured toward another tree, its branches heavy with candies. Those treats looked delicious. They watched as a fairy and a gnome with a long beard worked side by side. The fairy sprinkled pixie dust, while the gnome tended the soil with a special tune only he could hum, making the sweet trees grow taller and more bountiful. "It's amazing how they all work together, right?" Boo-Boo said aloud, "even though they're so different from one another." Kai-Kai nodded. "Yes, it's like each of them brings their own special magic to create something even more amazing, just like these sweet trees." A unicorn overheard their conversation and trotted over. "Indeed, it is our differences that make us strong. Alone, we could never grow such wonders, but together, we create magic far beyond our individual abilities." The fairy and the gnome, overhearing, smiled and invited Boo-Boo and Kai-Kai to taste the fruits of their labor. They laughed and shared stories as they sampled chocolates that melted softly in their mouths and candies that sparkled with a sweetness greater than all the dragon candy in the kingdom. "Thank you for showing us this," Boo-Boo said. "We've had a great time today." Kai-Kai, his mouth still full of chocolate, nodded in agreement. As the sun began to set, Boo-Boo and Kai-Kai thanked their new friends and set off back towards the castle, their bellies full of delicious treats. "Being different and working together," Boo-Boo said as they walked, "makes life so sweet, just like the treats from those magical trees." And those treats were certainly pretty special. "I think we should come back again," Kai-Kai said. "I thought you would," Boo-Boo said with a laugh. And with that, Papa Bear gave Bernice a kiss on her forehead, adjusted her blanket, turned off her lamp, and quietly whispered, "I love you, little bear." And that is the end of our story. Good night. Sleep tight.